Hello everyone, in today's video I'm continuing my Don't Starve series. In the last episode I talked about Maxwell, now I'm going to go on to Wigfrid. Alright, Wigfrid. She has 200 HP, 120 hunger, and 120 sanity. Overall pretty good, especially with that 200 HP, since the normal's typically 150. Something to know about her and her stats, it doesn't show it here, but she actually has naturally more damage than other characters, almost like Wolfgang's mighty ability, and she has a natural defense, meaning she might last longer without armor than other characters obviously would. Her favorite food is turkey dinner, and something to know about Wigfrid is that she only eats meat, which I'll explain more of that in a minute. And her birthday is also July 23rd. Now for her origin. Basically, in the game she doesn't reveal much of who she actually is, since she's staying in character, because that's basically her dream. She was in a theater, like she worked at one, as the main actress for some play, but over time her performances didn't go as well as they planned, and they became less and less good from when she originally first started. One day when she was fantasizing about all of this, Maxwell, the guy I mentioned like last episode, basically tricked her into going into the Constant, saying that she can live her favorite dream, which then, agreeing to this, he sent her into the Constant. So that's actually pretty much it. She has one of the shorter stories, but that's basically it. You don't hear anything about her old life, as she likes to stay in character, so basically you don't know much about her. Now for her items. She starts the game with the Battle Spear and Battle Helm, her classic items, and 4 pieces of meat. They did this in case the player had trouble finding meat on the first day, which is understandable. Alright, as I mentioned before, she has natural attack and defense. There's not too much to talk about here unless I go into the game, so that's exactly what I'm gonna go do. Alright, now that I've loaded into the game, first up, the survivor items, I just equipped them off camera. I'll disequip them. This is what your inventory would look like when you start. But anyways, you have the Battle Spear, which I have a reskin for, that's why it doesn't look like the one that you'd probably find when you load in. Same damage, same everything, it just has a different look. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. Like I said, she has natural defense and natural extra attack damage, so it's actually pretty good. Her helmet's like a football helmet basically, and her spear is kinda like a hambat, but almost. I wanna say, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she gets extra stats from meat, like meaty foods, because that's the only thing she can eat. I think the developers, I think this is a feature, but I think the developers did this on purpose because meat is your only option for food. Let me get some of her items that I wanted to show you all. Oh yes, she also has an inspiration meter, which you can see right next to the character's sanity. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but it's there. This builds up whenever you fight enemies, which the other default game abilities are some of the battle songs, which I'll explain to you all right now. The first one, Weaponized Warble. This one adds extra durability to your weapons. It does not heal them, it just makes them more durable for that fight. You need inspiration as Wigfrid in order to use the battle songs, which of course give you all sorts of stats, so just keep that in mind. Heart-Trending Ballad gives you HP whenever you hit enemies. It gives more HP to other players because her battle songs can be shared with other players, it's not just her own thing. And this next one actually it's the same thing but with sanity. Bel Canto of Courage, kind of a complicated name, basically reduces the sanity effect you'd get from bosses like Deerclops. Pretty simple there. This fireproof one, you can guess by the name, you're immune to fire damage, so pretty much that's it. Rude Interlude, this one's actually pretty good for when you're trying to fight things like Volt Goats, because the Volt Goats will try to run away from you. This basically just makes enemies aggro onto you. Like, let's say if a hound was attacking Chester, for example, and you wanted him to stop and attack you instead so that way you could get him, you'd be able to simply get the enemy to stop fighting Chester after you use this, of course, and then start chasing after you. This next one, I forgot the name of it, requires a purple gem, and basically what it does is confuse your enemies for like 6 seconds. Pretty simple, but also kind of powerful. These next few songs are from the skill tree. First one's Warriors Respise, allows you to revive any dead players nearby, which is actually really overpowered, because if you have like all 3 of your teammates dead around you, you just use this one song, and then suddenly all your teammates are back. It's actually really powerful. Enlightened Lullaby. This one's kind of like Wolfgang's planar attack up. That's what I say, a lot of these characters have typically something to deal with the other element. So in this case, Enlightened Lullaby gives you the ability to do more damage to shadow enemies. And I want to say it's called Dark Lament, allows you to do more damage to lunar enemies. It also gives your allies the effect as well, not just you. But anyways, that's all her battle songs explained. Before I go into the skill tree, her only disadvantage really, which is kind of a big one, is only being able to eat meat. Mainly because you have to fight for meat, because none of the creatures are going to go down without a fight, or without running away. Like the rabbits, for example. I think I have some around here. But anyways, point is, food's a little harder to get as Wigfrid, to be expected. Alright, now I'm going to be talking about her skill tree, which she actually has some pretty good skills, so I'll go explain them all to you all. First of all, the Headliner tab requires 3 different quests that you have to complete in order to unlock that skill. The first one is Fighting Words. Battle Stingers will no longer consume inspiration, and instead it'll have a cooldown. This one's actually really good, but you have to perform 10 Battle Stingers, which I think the songs and stingers are like a different thing. I don't know the difference too much, but I'll try my best to explain it. Basically, some of the songs are counting as stingers, which I want to say it's the Rude Interlude and this shadowy one I forgot to mention earlier. If you're not too sure, just use the Rude Interlude. I'm pretty sure that one would work. But anyways, you have to do this 10 times in order to unlock this first one, the Fighting Words skill. This next one is have 6 different battle calls in your inventory to unlock, which allows you to craft the battle call canister, which this one's basically a specialty storage. In my opinion, the grind isn't too worth it. However, if you're rich enough on one of your worlds, you could of course craft this. It's cool, I just haven't made the time to actually try to go craft one of these. But basically, as you'd expect, all your battle songs and stuff, you can stuff inside of this. So that's pretty much it. Now for the Encore one, which this is the one that revives your allies, like I was mentioning earlier. You have to do this task in order to unlock this one. It's actually a pretty simple task. You just gotta play a beefalo horn. That's it. Nothing else. Mystic Resilience, this other skill, they didn't put it with any other ones, it's just kind of down here on the bottom by itself. You just get planar defense, 5 planar defense to be exact. Pretty simple, I didn't get it, but if you want it, you can get it. The Arsenal tab will do last since it's like the biggest one, but these are the other ones I'll explain. Noble Mount 1 allows beefalos to be domesticated 15% faster. Noble Mount 2 allows you to ride beefalos for 30% longer before they kick you off, but that's just with the domestication process. Now the third one will make it so that way when you're riding a beefalo, your inspiration goes up until it reaches the halfway point. So meaning you could use like 2 battle songs when you're riding your beefalo. Now the battle saddle. This one I did not get on purpose because in my opinion it's not very good. You get the new beefalo saddle, however I think it's like super expensive or something. Let me see, I think it might be here. Yeah, here it is. 4 gold, 3 marble, and like 6 feathers from the snowbirds, so you'd have to wait till winter to get this. And most players typically want to get a beefalo within autumn, their first autumn, so that way they can explore the entire map, go to the ruins, or even fight deer clops, just so that way they have it ready. But in my opinion, this one isn't that worth it, unless you're doing like a long-term world, and you don't care about getting the beefalo at the start of the game. Now for the affinities. These ones, they unlock like every other character. Basically, this first one, the lunar one, is the lunar song I was telling you all about. You know, the one that gives you more shadow damage, well, damage to shadow enemies. And the shadow one gives you more damage to lunar enemies, of course when you use the battle song. Pretty simple skill tree for the affinity side, but whatever. Now for the arsenal. Now this tab is probably the best one yet, and I'll explain all of them. This first one allows you to get more inspiration when attacking with the battle spears. The second one is the same as the first one, where you get even more inspiration while attacking with battle spears, Wigfrid's main weapon. Now this one's the Elding Spear. This one's really cool. I don't have one in the game to show you right now. It's a little expensive. It takes 1 beefalo wool, 2 sticks, and you may think that that's easy. However, you need 2 volt goat horns. That's where it's kind of expensive. The spear, however, is really good, which I'll explain more of it in a minute. Elding Spear Enhancement 1. The spear by itself does somewhat regular-ish damage, however it does electric damage, I believe. Yeah, it does more damage to wet targets, so if you use water balloons on them and then hit them with this spear, it'll do extra damage, kinda like the Morning Star. Elding Spear Enhancement 1 allows it to do a dash attack, which this attack does not make your spear lose durability, so meaning your Elding Spear could last forever as long as you don't do a regular attack and always use your dashing attack, but it only takes like 1 or 2 seconds to load, so it's actually really effective. Elding Spear Enhancement 2 allows you to add a restrained static to deal 20 extra planar damage. This one's actually really good, however I wanted to get the Battle Rod, so that's why I did not get this skill after all. Hard Helm 1 and 2, which are for Wigfrid's Battle Helm, give you more durability when worn by Wigfrid. Pretty simple. But then the third thing is the Commander's Helm, which I'll explain this in a moment. Commander's Helm Enhancement 1 allows you to get protection from planar damage, kind of like a planar armor basically. And the second one allows you to, Wigfrid will get natural healing ability to repair her Commander's Helm when she continues to fight at maximum HP. So basically when she's full on health, her Commander's Helm will automatically heal itself. I didn't see this one being too worth it, but you can get it if you want to. Now, I'll explain the Battle Rod, which actually I have the helmet right here, and I wanted to mention something about it. The Commander's Helm actually makes you, well, one gives you warmth, but it's like a rabbit earmuffs basically, it gives you a little bit of warmth. However, the Commander's Helm gives you knockback resistance, similarly to the netherite armor in Minecraft, where you take less knockback. However, if you have Year of the Bunnymen enabled, which actually makes this super overpowered, you get pillow armor in that game because it's like a pillow fight boxing ring basically. However, if you have this helmet equipped, you take less knockback, because the whole point of the pillow fight boxing ring is to knock your opponents off the side. So meaning if you have this with the strongest pillow armor, you'll be really, really protected. But anyways, I don't think there's anything else to talk about the Commander's Helm. Now for the Battle Rod, which is basically just the shield. Let me continue showing you all the skills. Battle Rod Enhancement 1, the duration of the Battle Rod's ability to block attacks will be increased, which I'll show you what I mean in a second. The second enhancement will be the next attack within 5 seconds after you block will deal 15.30 damage based on the damage blocked. It's a little complicated, but basically you do get 15 extra damage after the next attack that you've ended up blocking. So basically if a spider were to hit you after you block, like let's say you block right now, a spider hits me, and then I hit him again, it would do like more damage. However, if a deer clops hit me, it would do even more damage than what the spider would have done. It's basically returning the damage back to the enemy after you hit them within a certain amount of time. Now the duration. This one, as you can see, there's a little ring around me, which that's the direction the shield blocks in. Pretty simple. However, let me show you what I mean. The Battle Rod Enhancement 1 increases this duration of how long it shields. Like I'd basically be able to hold the shield position for longer. Alright, that's pretty much all to mention about Wigfrid's skill tree. Now, how I like to use Wigfrid is using her for taming beefalos faster. I mean, pretty simple, it's in your Rider tab. However, you'll have to go on another world, get the 3 points, and then actually start using this as an ability. But also on top of that, like I mentioned, Year of the Bunnymen, having the armor is actually really good. Because, you have less knockback. So in other words, those are my 2 favorite uses as Wigfrid. The only thing I wish about Wigfrid is that she could hold her spear and shield at the same time, because it feels weird only using just one. But that's just more of a me problem and not necessarily anything that affects gameplay. Well actually, now that's all of Wigfrid's video actually mentioned. I don't have anything else to talk about. I talked about all her skills, I talked about her insight tree, basically everything you need to know about Wigfrid. Well, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, so please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Goodbye.